Terry, we better let
Yeah.
go today, huh?
Yeah, we better.
Because Terry's going to be on his way to the races today. So if you are going to be in at Golden Gate today, you can run into Terry Hollywood. Hey, where if people want to come up and say hi in the event somebody's there, where can they find you today, Terry?
Up in the turf club.
Oh, he's up in where the big money goes on the high rollers.
Yeah.
The Turf Club. All right, very well.
Well, when I was younger, I used to always be downstairs. But then one of the things that bothered me was there was a lot of cussing and going on down there.
Oh,
And you get up, it was crowded too. Had a hard time getting to machines. If you get up in the top, yeah, it cost you a little bit more, maybe $10 more to get in there. But
you're with the polite company.
you are, and yeah, you are, and you just have it easier there. Just I like it there best.
I get it, Terry. Well, yeah. If you haven't already, Terry, myself, Tom, and Sean, we spent some time Thursday evening with track announcer Matt Dinnerman over at Golden Gate Fields. He might come down to the Turf Club to look for Terry and say hello, so you can get a 2-for-1 special there. You can meet Terry and Matt. He said he won't have a whole lot of time to come down into the stands there, but when he does, he'll stop by and say hello.
Yeah, come on up.
Good morning, Tim. How are you today? It looks to be a good day of racing. We agree with you. Mike, how are you today? Hope everybody's doing well. So let's get cracking. Terry, what do you say?
Okay, I'm ready.
So the first race we're going to do is not a very deep one. This one is the KONA Gold Stakes. It is a 6.5 furlongs race. I think it's longer than there are horses in the race. There's only 4 of them, right?
There are only 4. Yes, you're right about that. So
they've run 37 races. 25 of them at this distance were won by speed. 11 went wire to wire. There is an inside-out bias, Terry. So as we always do on Saturdays, we go a little bit deeper in terms of the data that Terry and I bring versus our normal days. This is what the race shape looks like. So this is how horses have won. The 3-horse, Brickyard Ride. We all know how that one wins, Terry, even when you bet against it and I bet on him.
Yeah, that's true.
So he'll get to the front. He'll probably be chased by Strike That. Strike That and Miles Ahead will be probably second and third. And then behind them will be the 1-horse that is Tigre de Slugo. And here you can see how the early pace comes out. And here, according to the pace numbers, though, Tigre de Slugo might be actually a little bit further up and the closer to the front than what his past performances look like.
Yeah, sure does.
And then on the way home, Miles Ahead really isn't miles ahead of everybody, but he does have a pretty significant pace advantage. And then Tigre del Slugo. So it looks like Tigre might be something. But in these short races like this with the short fields, those horses that get to the front usually do pretty well. And if we take a look at our speed history, speed number history, you have our stock chart. You'll see that the 2-horse Strike That has the highest average, but the 5-horse has the yes, Miles Ahead. And then Brickyard Ride has the maximum score. All right, Terry. So what do you think about number 1, Tigre de Slugo?
Well, hasn't raced in over a year, but has a high percentage winning trainer, sharp 4 furlong workout, 4 furlongs, 47 and change, 4th best out of 75. But I really need to see a race.
If I were the trainer there, Mike, I would change my name from Puppy to Popeye. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, sounds like I would.
Yeah, absolutely. I would. Like you said, he's been off a long time. The workouts are doing pretty good. The trainer does come back after more than 90 days off, but more than a year is a lot different than 90 days. I agree with you, Terry. Although this guy's been in the money 6 out of 7 times on a fast track, I think I would want to see one out of here. But, to finish third means he only has to beat 1, which is not that big a deal. Strike That, making its second start after more than a year on the bench. Last one was not so good. Is it going to improve following that bullet workout on April the 25th?
Well, I don't know. This horse hasn't raced in over a year, I don't think.
Well, he just ran on April the 9th, it looks like.
Oh, that's right. He did, yeah. Anyway, he should improve while returning to dirt. And the trainer wins 34% of the races, second race after he claims the horse.
It's a good number.
Yeah, it is a good number. And then he has a sharp workout, 46 flat. best of 75. So that's pretty darn decent.
Absolutely. That's 74 other horses that he did better than.
Yep.
Brickyard Ride, Terry. Terry bet against this one a couple of months, maybe a month and a half ago. I was all over the Brickyard Ride. Terry texted me to say, I should have been all over the Brickyard Yard too. This one's going to probably be on the leads. Won 8 out of 11 at Santa Anita. Any reason why it won't make it 9 of 12?
No, I'm not going to bet against it today because there's not much in here it has to beat except for maybe miles ahead. He's won 3 races in a row, winning the last race at Santa Anita. It was a $100,000 K race. He has a high percentage winning trainer, high percentage winning jockey. Early speed running style helps the chances. Best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He's got all the boxes marked.
Yes, indeed. And he has a bullet workout, too, since his last race. So I think he gets to the lead. Maybe miles ahead can catch him, Terry. Going to be right behind him, I think. First start off a layoff after coming in from Gulfstream Park. So making quite a trip.
Yeah, he is. He's won 3 races in a row, and he won the last one, as you said, at Gulfstream Park. He has the highest last speed rating. So, this is the only one that really has a chance against Brickyard Ride. And I don't think the Brickyard Ride will be 6 to 5. I think you'd be lucky to get 3 to 5.
I think you'll be lucky to get 3 to 5 too. So how do you rank them, Terry?
I like number 3 Brickyard Ride, my first pick. Number 5 Miles Ahead is my second pick. Number 1 Tigra the Sluggo is my third pick, and of course number 2 Strike That is my fourth pick.
I'm going to go with Brickyard Ride. I'm going to give Tigre del Sluggo an opportunity. Got to find some value behind there. Going to go with the 5 horse Miles Ahead for third, and then the 4th horse Strike That for fourth. Terry, you know what that means? With only 4 horses, this is absolutely 100%. There's no other choice but to make it a ice cold Superfecta challenge. Are you going to have a Superfecta, you think, with 4 horses?
No, not with 4 horses.
So you went 3-5 what? 1-2 or 2-1?
I went 3-5 1-2.
3-5-1-2. All right, fantastic, Terry. So that was a quick race, right? Well, we got to get popping because Terry's got to get rocking off to Golden Gate Fields today. So race number 6. This one is the Californian Stakes. It's a mile and an eighth on the main course, of course. They've only run 3 races at the distance, so there's really not much data there to go by. But what we have so far, 2 were won by speed. 1 went wire to wire. 2 of the winners were either a 2 or a 3, and the other winner were a 4 through 7, Terry. So again, if we look at race number 2's race shape, this is how horses have won in the past. You have number 5, Stiletto Boy, who's won on the lead, which is kind of weird because you would think, looking at its past performances, like this one looks like a closer, but the only way this horse has won if it's been on the lead. The 2 horse, Holding the Loot, and the 4 horse, that is Shaz, are horses that can either be pilots or co-pilots. They're actually a little bit more versatile than just straight up front runners. The 1 horse is a pressure horse, so he's usually right on the pace, Spielberg, but hasn't been able to win a race unless he can't win from the front, hasn't been able to win from too far back recently. And then finally, the lone closer in this horse is going to be the prohibitive favorite. That is Express Train. We look at how the pace plays for real, the 4 horse might be out of the gates the fastest, along with Stiletto Boy. And then on the way home, Express Train is going to be rolling because he has a pretty good advantage over the next group of closers. That would be led by Spielberg. And then finally, the stock chart looks a little like this. You can see here that the 3 horse actually in the middle, Express Train, yes, and the 4 horse, Shaz, those 2 are probably in the same proximity of each other, with the 5 horse Stiletto Boy not too far behind. Those 3 look like they're a cut above of the inside 2, Terry.
That's
right. So let's start with the inside 2 with number 1. What do you say about Spielberg? This horse seems to me talent. It's one of those horses that has a lot of talent, but they've never been able to get it out of it.
That's true. Yeah, no, this horse had trouble last race, was off slow, and then it was blocked. Has a hot trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days. Is perfect, 2 for 2, and a really good workout on April 21st. 5 furlongs, 59.2, second best of 48.
Well, the good thing going for Spielberg is the last time the horse came off a similar break, shipped in from Gulfstream Park after running in the Florida Derby, and then came back to win an optional claiming race here in Santa Anita. That's run at Santa Anita 5 times with a win and a third. I feel like there's a good opportunity this horse to improve. It did have a bullet workout on April the 14th, followed it up with another good workout on April the 23rd. So I think you're going to see a good race from Spielberg. Number 2, Holding the Loot. Terry, and I think it's an instrument, not the money that they're talking about there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be L-O-O-T if it was loot.
Yes, that's what you do.
That's what I want today is the loot.
You hold the loot, Terry.
So anyway, this horse won last race at Santa Anita, $50,000 claimer, switches to high percentage winning trainer, and he has a sharp workout on 5 furlongs, a minute and change, 7th best out of 78.
Yes, indeed. And Holding the Loot, last time out, did show a little bit of late pace improvement, which I like to see. As you mentioned, new trainer in here. First off the claim, John Sadler wins at 15%, which to me is a little bit of a downgrade from his normal 19%. So maybe Holding the Loot is one that might maybe come up late for 3rd or 4th, Terry. Not one I expect to win, but one that should be a part of the early pace. And if it catches the right pace, maybe it can steal this one. Number 3 is Express Train, one of the best 5-year-olds in the country right now. What do you think about Express's trains to live up to those 4 to 5 morning line odds? Good morning, Charles. How are you?
It's going to be really hard to beat Express Train. Won 3 in a row, winning the last race at Santa Anita, which was a grade 1. Mm-hmm. Has the highest last race speed rating. The trainer wins 21% of the races with horses that have been off for 46 to 90 days. He's got the best dirt speed among today's starters. And I'll tell you what, another one you're going to see, it's not going to get 4 to 5. It's going to be less than that. Unless something terrible happens in this race, there's just no way it's going to lose.
I beat one this morning over in Europe. Tom and I, yesterday did the Newmarket. They had a big morning line favorite over there, Native Trail or something like that. In the Guineas. I think it was the Guineas 2000 today or 1000. I don't remember which. It was. But I ended up getting the trifecta in that race by trying to beat the favorite, and I'm going to try to do that here today too.
Oh, wow,
I think Express Train wins, but number 4, Shaz. This one's got Mike Smith on board. It is making its 4th career start. It's got a nice bullet workout. Won last time pretty easy with Mike Smith on the lead as the 4 to 5 favorite, taking a huge step up in class. Terry, can it make the leap?
Well, it's got a chance. It's undefeated in 3 career races, although one of it had to get the win by the other horse getting disqualified for bothering this one.
Well, maybe he would have won if he wasn't bothered.
He would have won. Yeah, I think so.
There you go. So he's rightfully undefeated.
Oh, yeah, he is. Won his last race at Santa Anita. High percentage winning jockey, Mike Smith. Bullet 4 furlong workout of 47 and change. Best of 109 workouts that day.
That's a lot of people that you're running against there.
Yeah. Anyway, he's good competition for Express Train.
Absolutely. I think maybe that's where the competition might come from. Number 5, Stiletto Boy wraps up again another short field here at Santa Anita. They got some good purses, good races, but man, they can't get horses over there, Terry.
That's right. I like this horse because he finished 3rd in his last race, competed in a G1 in grade 1 races in all of the last 5 races, has a bullet workout of 58 and change, the best of 48. So,
yes, you got a lot of horses that seem like they're fit, firm, and ready to run in this spot today, Terry. So how are you going to rank them?
I like number 3, Express Train, to win. And I like number 4, Shaz to run second.
Baby.
Shaz to run second. And then Stiletto Boy, number 5, 3rd. And then Spielberg, number 1, 4th.
We got the same 4 horses, just a little bit of a different order, Terry. Up top, I agree with you. I'm not going to go with Express Train. I'm going to give the youngster a shot to beat him, the lightly raced horse in Shaz. So I'm going to put the 4 horse on top of Express Train. It's hard to win 4 races in a row, Terry. And right now, Express Train is sitting on 3 races in a row. So maybe he's due for an off performance. If so, I think Shaz can step up and make the most of it. Stiletto Boy, This one's going to be, it's got to get to the front, Terry. And if it doesn't get to the front, could struggle. But I do think it might be better than anybody else. The one in here that I do think could surprise off the workouts and the talent is Spielberg. But I have it rated 4th because it just never seems to live up to its talent, Terry. But you know who does live up to his talent?
Who's that?
A guy named Hollywood Hay. Charles says that, good afternoon, guys. Looking forward to good racing today, late in the card at Golden Gate. So Terry's best bet of the day is late in the card in Golden Gate, Terry. Isn't that right?
That's right.
There
it
you go.
is. I like the race 10. And I like number 5, Better Tip Trip Nick. He loves Golden Gate Fields, finishing the money in 9 out of 10 races there, winning 7 of those races. And he's won 4 out of 9 starts at today's distance. So it'll be okay there. And then he comes in from number 1, Ultimate Bango, comes in from Santa Anita after finishing 3rd in his
Any reason why we have what do they call them? Ransom note typing there with the ultimate, with the lowercase ultimate and the big uppercase 8 Bango?
Just because I made a typo error.
Well, I thought maybe it was a ransom note that gone bad.
No. Anyway, he comes in from Santa Anita after finishing 2nd in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like number 2, Annie Ports in Storm, in the
beautiful.
Storm. He drops in class today, has a, oops, I was reading that.
Nah, I messed you up. I pressed the wrong button.
That's right.
There you go. I got it back, Terry.
Okay. He drops in class today and has a trainer who wins 27% of the time when taking a horse from dirt to all-weather surface, and his best all-weather speed is fastest among today's starters.
I'm looking forward to those late afternoon races at Golden Gate today, too. I think during our Players Edge podcast, I don't remember how much, but I think, if I remember correctly, that Matt Dinnerman said that the late pick 4 is going to be $100,000 guarantee, right, Terry? Was that?
Yes, he did
today,
say
right?
that. Yeah,
I know, because he also said something about $50,000 in there, and those things are all a blur to me. But
well, I think that the late pick 5 is going to be $200,000 guaranteed. I think.
Is it today?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and the 50,000 one you were talking about yesterday.
Is that tomorrow? Oh, is that
well,
yesterday?
They had one yesterday. Yeah, one of the pick 4s. I think the late pick 4 was 50,000 guaranteed.
Okay, I think they have one again tomorrow too. So
they do.
What I'll do then, since there's a $200,000 late pick 5, after I put up the show on horseracingtoday.net with all of our race notes and stuff like that, so you'll be able to check that out. Probably about an hour after Terry and I are done, I'll have up the show along with our race notes for the Golden Gate picks. I'm going to also put together a pick 4 and a pick 5. I'll put together a pick 5 and then a pick 4, and I'll tweet them out, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I get them right. But I'll at least highlight the horses that I like, and then I plan on playing it myself today. So what you see on the screen is likely what I'm going to play, because I'll hot dog it all the way across the board too, because I tend to play hot dogs myself. Yes. So it's going to reflect how I bet, not how I would bet other people's money.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right, Terry. What do you think about that?
I think that's great.
Or as they say in Chicago, what do you think about that? Eh? All right. Race number 10 is the Santa Margarita Stakes. It's a grade 2 for $200,000. They're going to run a mile and an eighth on the main track. Like we said last time out, just 3 races. 2 went spot to speed horses. 1 went of those 2 went wire to wire. And 2 of the winners came from posts 2 and 3, and the other winner came from posts 4 through 7. And if we break down the race once again, Terry, in terms of how it shapes out in race number 3 on our card here today, let me just make sure I got the right one here. This one looks like it says race number. I got the wrong one right there. All right, there we go. Santa Margarita Stakes. There's really not a true front runner in here, though. The 4, the 5, the 6, and the 9, all of them can get to the front, Terry. But they can also run right off the pace. So they're the more versatile pilot, co-pilot, assistant pilot, stewardess types. The 1 and the 2, Lisette and Bellamore, those 2 like to pressure. Whereas the 3 horse, Blue Stripe, all the way on the right-hand corner there, that one is a closer. And then finally, the 7 and the 8 horse, we're talking about Varda and Bye Bertie. These 2 can run, they can pressure the lead if they want, but they can also sit back and close depending upon the pace. So there's some versatility in the 7-8 right there. And if you look at how the pace shakes out, Terry, Blue Stripe and they kind of staggered their way down. So Blue Stripe was a little faster than Park Avenue, was a little faster than Miss Bigley, was a little faster than Sharapova out of the gates. And on the way home, Miss Bigley, it's the same kind of like stepping down effect. Miss Bigley's a little bit sharper at the end of a race than Sharapova, who's a little bit sharper than Lisette Varda. You get it? Yep. And then we get the speed chart right here, and it looks like all the way at the end out there, number 9, Miss Bigley, is in a class of its own in terms of its average race, its peak, and its bottom. And Miss Bigley's got a lot of races in the last 10, so she's run some pretty consistent type races there.
She has, that's for sure.
Absolutely, for sure, yeah. So Miss Bigley might be one that shows up bigly on our tickets in just a few minutes, Terry. This is good to see a decent-sized field here, so let's run down Mario Gutierrez's chances on number 1, Lisette.
Well, Lisette ran third at Sunland Park last race, but I think in this race,
I think I can run third at Sunland Park.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it's a little over her head. So,
well, maybe if it was a race between me, you, and Sean, I might win that one. But outside,
you probably would.
Maybe.
I think you both would beat me. So,
anyway, that was it for Lisette.
That's it. A little over her head.
All right, Bellamore, Terry's this one over its head too. Kind of looks like it to me.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I know you're a big fan of these Golden Gate shippers, so Terry's going to put this one on top.
No, that's not true. But I think it has a little better chance than Lisette because it's won 2 races in a row, winning the last race at Golden Gate Fields, now going for a hat trick, finished in the money 4 out of 5 races in her career, and the only one she missed, she had a lot of trouble in. The trainer wins 22% of the time in dirt starts. So.
Well, I do like the fact that in its last start, Terry, at Golden Gate Fields, the horse did show some improvement in its early pace numbers, its mid pace numbers. And in fact, if you look at, and they were both winning efforts, if you look at the fractions, the quarter mile fractions were faster by about a second. The 4 furlong or the half mile fractions were faster by about 2 seconds. The 6 furlong fractions were faster by about 2.5 seconds. So, and that's just so, and then the final time was faster by about a little bit under about 1.5 seconds. So not only did the pace numbers improve, but the actual how fast the horse was running improved. Mm-hmm. And that's a sign to me that a horse is absolutely, getting it, so to speak. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Bellamore maybe make a part at the end. Blue Stripe came in from Argentina, where it was a dominant horse. And like so many of like the Brazilian or Argentina horses that dominate down there, came up here, tried to run in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, really didn't match up very well against that crowd. Does moving back to a grade 2 at Santa Anita, is it a better match, better fit for Blue Stripe?
Well, that, like you said, came in from Argentina, but had won 4 races in Argentina. And then in her first start here.
Well, what's better, Argentinian racing or Sunland Park racing? What do you think?
I think Sunland Park.
So I would win down in Argentina?
Probably. But anyway, she ran in that grade 1 distaff and ran 7th, as you said. But she had trouble during that race. So she could surprise here. You just never know.
No, you never know. That's for sure. Number 4, Park Avenue. That's where Terry would live if he were living in New York City. Are you familiar with Park Avenue?
I'd live on the street, though. I'd be a homeless
you'd
person.
be out there with a tent?
That's right.
Yes, indeed. All right. So what do you think about Park Avenue?
Well, won last race at Santa Anita, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and the trainer wins 29% of the time when going from turf to dirt. And the 5 furlong workouts, he did it 1 minute and change, 7th best to 78.
Yes, indeed. Well, the horse did run a really nice race on turf. Finished in the money 6 out of 8 on a fast track. So I think Park Avenue looks like one of those horses that can run just about on any surface. Going to be forwardly placed in a race that does have a little bit of pace in it. But, Juan Hernandez, good jockey. I think you're going to see a good effort out of Park Avenue. Midnight Jamboree. This is a horse that's ridden by Mike Smith. Probably going to sit right off the leaders. Finished in the money 7 out of 8 races at Santa Anita. Only question for me is it hasn't run this far yet. Do you think it can handle the extra distance?
I think so. This horse has won 3 races out of the last 8, and Mike Smith's in the irons. I think this horse has a really good chance in here.
My only concern is when you look at other horses that it's raced against that are in this race, the black bull type is in front of it. with Miss Bigley and Bye Bye Bertie. Sharapova. This horse won its last race, $100,000 non-graded stakes race, Terry, at Sunland Park, which is dominating the talk today. So can it take its game from Santa? Well, prior to that, it did run its at Santa Anita, where it finished second by a head in an optional claiming race. This is going to be the toughest competition it's ever faced. Do you think he can handle it?
Well, you know,
or she can handle it.
She can. She did win her last race at Sunland Park, and she finished in the money in her last 8 races and won 3 of those. So she's in a company she could compete with.
Number 7 is Varda Drayden Van Dyke teaming up with Sean McCarthy. They've only run one time together. They ran in the money, but they did not win. Been on a break since March the 5th, making the first start with trainer Sean McCarthy. He's had horses 7 times try to start for him a new time around and did not win. Can he reverse that curse?
Well, this one's finished in the money in all 4 career races, winning 2 of those races, and finishing 3rd in the last race. And she has a sharp workout on April 23rd, minute and 1 handling, 12th best out of 48. So, yeah, she's not too
she showed a lot of good improvement, a lot of extra effort in the first half mile, but then really had struggled in the stretch last time out. So maybe since this horse won't have to sit close to the lead, and you got a lot of horses in front of it that might be, running a little faster than they want, maybe Varda can close into that. Bye Bye Birdie. You just got to love the name. Bye Bye Birdie. Ran at Santa Anita twice on the dirt, won both of those races, Terry. Today, it's got our friend of the show, Diego Herrera, in the irons. The young man is making a good name for himself out there in Santa Anita, in Arcadia, California, right? That's where the track is located. I've been there.
That's right. It's a nice track.
Yes,
I've been there a few times. Anyway, this horse has won 4 races in a row and won the last one at Santa Anita on turf, and has a high percentage winning trainer, loves to win. 23 career starts, won 48% of those starts. That's pretty amazing. Anyway, 2 for 2 at Santa Anita, won 50% of the turf races that she's been entered in. She's a better turf horse, though, I think. I think that might give her a little pause here.
Yeah, and it seems like Leonard Powell, the trainer, when he enters him in a stakes graded company, doesn't really fare that well. He's run 43 times in the last year. Looks like he's won 3 of them. So maybe find another spot, a little softer spot.
Yeah.
Miss Bigley. This horse is rode by Ramon Vasquez, Philip D'Amato. These 2 are teaming up. They've won 29% of the races together. It's making the first start off a layoff. The horse has a little bit of a history of running after layoff. It does have a win, I think a second in the third the last 3 times it came out of the barn. This time it's coming out of the barn off of a bullet workout, Terry. Is that good enough to carry it into the winner's circle for the second time in 5 starts at Santa Anita?
Well, I think she has a pretty darn good shot. This is really a wide open race, and she's finished in the money in the last 10 career races, winning 4 of those races, running second in the last race at Santa Anita, and she has the highest last race speed grading. She has the best dirt speed. She has a really good trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days have won 2 out of 3 races and ran a third. She has a bullet workout of 112 handling, best of 9.
All right, Terry. So now is that ever so important time where you and I get to tell everybody who to fade.
All right. Well, I like number 5, Midnight Jamboree, with the veteran jockey Mike Smith in the irons to win this one.
And then behind it?
And then behind that, I like number 4, Park Avenue. And then I like number 9, Miss Bigley. And then I like the one that's won its last race at Golden Gate Fields, number 2, Bellamore.
I told you he would have that horse in there. I knew it. So I am going to start. I just know you, Terry. There's no question about it, right?
Yep.
So for me, I am going to start with number 9, Brickyard Ride. I think that horse is the best horse in this. I mean, Brickyard Ride. We did that race already.
Yeah, we
Miss
did.
Bigley.
Yes.
That's the first one I'm going to go with. And I'm going to go with number 7, Varda, as my second selection. Then I'm going to go ahead with number 4, Park Avenue, where Terry lives, not on the street, but in the penthouse. And then I'm going to wrap it up with number 8, Bye Bye Birdie. Gotta love that Bye Bye Birdie name, Terry.
Yeah. Well, we've picked some different ones, a couple of different ones then. That's good.
Yeah, it is good. Hopefully we have picked some winners in there. If we pick them
Yeah.
all, like if we take an 8-horse race and you take 1 through 4 and I take 5 through 8, one of us will have the winner.
That's right.
That's how we scheme it out before the show, but it's not
Uh-huh.
true. But all right, the last race we're going to cover is the Grade 2 Charles Whittingham Stakes. This one is 1.25 miles on the hillside turf. This is the one where they run across the Oakland A's infield. Remember the old days when Oakland A's used to play out there, and then there would be grass and dirt and all that kind of stuff. This is what we have today. The horse will run down the hill, run across the dirt, then onto the track, and that should be an interesting. They have only run 2 races at the distance. One was won by a stalker closer. One was won by a speed horse. None went wire to wire. All of the winners, Terry, went through posts 4 through 7. But again, only 2 races. So you really can't put a whole lot of emphasis on that. If we look at the race shape, though, I do think there is a horse that might have a little bit of a race shape setup advantage. And you can see there that the 7 horse is out there all the way by itself as a lone speed type. Well, that's how it's won. Beyond Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
The 1 and the 2 haven't been able to get to the lead and hold on and win. So Gredgar and Dean Martini, they might pressure the 7 horse. Same with the 4. Dicey Mochara and the 6 horse Master of Hounds, but they haven't been able to win on the lead. As far as the early pace is concerned, I pressed the wrong one there. As you can imagine, Beyond Brilliant, as I mentioned, that 7 horse does have the pace advantage. Majestic Eagle is kind of a step or 2 behind there, who's a step or 2 behind Gregor. On the way home, Gold Phoenix will be coming like crazy along with Gregor. Dicey Mochara. What's interesting to me here is Master of Hounds, which is one of the favorites, is near the bottom, both the early pace and the late pace numbers, Terry.
Yep.
But when you look at the speed figures, you'll see that Master of Hounds does Master of Hounds, the 7 horse Beyond Brilliant, and the 5 horse Gold Phoenix. They all look like they're a cut above the inside 4 in terms of their average race and their peaks and valleys.
Yeah, it sure does look that way.
This is an interesting race to me too, Terry. All right, so as I mentioned, that there's a horse that has a pace advantage in here, but let's start with number 1, Greg Dar, one of the pressure horses. What do you think its chances are to get this job done here?
Well, this horse likes Santa Anita, finishing the money 6 out of 9 starts here, and this horse has a high percentage winning trainer, so that's about all I can say.
Yeah, making its 4 start off of a layoff, Terry. The horse really hasn't made it through a 4 horse. Well, only one other 4 race cycle, and that 4th race was the best of the bunch. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the horse do better here too. It's increased its speed figure 4 consecutive times, including 3 off the bench. So maybe this horse shows more. Got some nice early pace, mid pace improvement last time out. Maybe this is a long shot that has some upside in it. Number 2, Dean Martini. I guess that's Dean Martin, who used to like to drink martinis back in the old days. So those crowers.
Yeah, they said he didn't, but they said he pretended he did, but he didn't really drink.
He was drinking water.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, he just pretended.
Well, this horse is making its 2nd start off a layoff. Hopefully, it doesn't pretend in this race, Terry. Is it a pretender or is it actually drinking?
Well, this horse has not done much in 2 years, and the horse is making the 2nd start after layoff, and this trainer wins 20% of the time when they're doing that. He did have a little excuse in the last race, blocked in the stretch, and I think bumped coming out of the gates. So,
well, last time too, it had a chance to close into a little bit faster than the normal pace. I don't know that's going to get it faster than normal pace based upon the race shape setup. Majestic Eagle coming from a couple of races out at Turf Paradise where it did not win. Now Turf Paradise and Sunland Park. I think Turf Paradise is maybe a step up from Sunland Park. A lot of horses make that run back and forth between Southern California and Arizona. What do you think about Mike Smith's chance on Majestic Eagle?
Well, he finished 3rd after being bumped in the race at Turf Paradise, and then has finished in the money 50% of the time in the turf races. So he likes turf. Jockey changed to Mike Smith as a plus, I think.
Big
and the
plus,
bullet,
probably, huh?
Yeah, the bullet workout 6 furlongs, 113 and change, best of 4. So
Number 4, ridden by Drayden Van Dyke, Dicimo Chara. A lot of D's going on there, Terry. Horse making its first start since a little bit of a break. Was off since March the 12th. This horse is always coming with some pace late. Just more often than not, just seems to fall a little bit short at the wire, although does like to get itself into the exactas and trifectas.
Yeah, that's true. It's finished in the money in 7 out of the last 8 races. So won 3 of those races. The only race he was not competitive was a grade 1 where he was really overmatched.
Yeah.
He'll be closing from deep. Good work on April 23rd, 47 and change, 5th out of 62. And he was last race, he was ranked early and bumped late. So he had a little bit of excuse.
A little bit of problems there, right? All right. Number 5 is Gold Phoenix. Terry, what do you say about Gold Phoenix?
Well, Gold Phoenix came in here from Ireland and then won a race there and then came to USA and won one and finished second. Won his last race at Santa Anita and has a high percentage winning trainer. So I think he has a chance here.
Well, he's stepping up in class after regressing a little bit last time out. Not my favorite combination, although he did win by a neck. But that was a race, optional claiming, coming off an allowance $69,000 win. So he stepped down in class, and then he barely won by a neck. But he did get the W there, which is important. But as I mentioned, if you look at the 2 furlong, 4 furlong, and late pace numbers, the horse did regress a little bit. Maybe it bounces back in its third start off a layoff because it is a lightly raced horse, only running 4 times so far.
Yep.
Number 6, the Master of Fox Hounds. This is going to be the favorite, making its second start off a layoff. Last time on a second start off a layoff, it had a nice little bump up, showed some nice improvement across the board in its first race off a layoff. But somehow it just didn't rank high when you look at it from an early pace or late pace numbers, Terry. How does it overcome seemingly a pace challenge?
Well, I don't know. It's going to be hard, but finished second in the last race at Santa Anita. Has a high percentage winning jockey, and the trainer wins 19% of the time when bringing a horse back the second race after a layoff. His best turf speed is fastest among today's starter, tied with another one. And the trainer in the last 14 days has won 3 out of 7 races and 2/3. So this horse has a definite chance.
All right. And then we're going to wrap it up with the way Honey Bunny describes Terry. Beyond brilliant.
That's right.
Absolutely, baby.
Yeah.
This horse seems to be one that has an early pace advantage over everybody else on here. Although at Santa Anita, 4 times across the track, yet to find its way into a photo session, Terry. In the money, 5 out of 6 on the grass. What do you say?
Yeah, this horse won 2 out of the last 5 races. In the last race, he finished second, but it was a grade 1 race at Santa Anita and only lost by a length. Trainer wins 21% of the time when bringing a horse back after being off 60 to 90 days away. And I think if it gets no pressure, it's not going to stop. It's going to go all the way and win this race.
He's going to go all the way.
Yep.
So are you watching the NFL draft? Did your Giants, your 49ers get any players you were interested in?
Actually, I didn't see it. I'm too busy doing horse racing.
I know. I mean, I bust Terry, man.
Yeah, that's it.
My whip extends from Chicago to San Francisco, baby.
It doesn't. It hurts sometimes.
All right, so that we don't hurt anybody, Terry, how are you going to do this race?
Well, I like Beyond Brilliant, number 7, and I think he's going to just go away on this, take this horse to the lead and go all the way. Yes. And then I like number 6, Master of the Foxhounds is my second pick. I like Dicey Mochara, the 4, is my third pick, and number 5, Golden Phoenix, is my 4th pick.
Wow, a lot of agreement here today, Terry, from you and I. I had actually, when I did my rankings, I had Beyond Brilliant rated 3rd, actually.
Okay.
But then when I looked at the pace setup, it looks to me like he's going to have a major pace advantage over everybody else. You're going to get to the front, not going to have to really run fast fractions unless some other trainer sees something else in here that, the same thing we see and decides to send to put some pressure on that horse. So I think Beyond Brilliant has the pace advantage. I do like Master of Foxhounds as my second choice. I think somehow he does overcome the fact that he's doesn't have the early pace and doesn't have the late pace. I'm just going straight down in order. Number 5, Gold Phoenix is my 3rd choice. And it was a really tough call for me between like a couple of other horses, but I'm going to settle on Dicey Mochara as my 4th pick. So I'm just going 7, 6, 5, 4. Pretty easy to remember that order, right?
It is.
So are you going to go to Golden Gate sporting the red number 1, Terry?
You know, they won't let me in there without a collared shirt. So,
so we have to get some golf shirts then, huh?
yeah, I'll probably take my hat.
You're going to take your hat with you?
Yeah.
Are you going to wear the hat? You got to wear the hat, Terry.
No, I'll wear the hat in there. So they'll say, hey, what's that number 1 about? And I'm going to say,
that's me.
That's right.
You say, so that's Terry. So if you like, well, Terry's got a different number 1 hat on, but this is the original number 1 hat with the red to match the apron there. So if you want to help out the show and you want to wear a sparkling number 1 hat like this, or you can look at all of the stuff that we have. There's the 1 hat Terry's got on. Please head over to horseracingtoday.net, click on the HRT gear, and then help out the show by getting something that's going to make you look great. I'm working on a couple of new designs too that I'll get out into the marketplace pretty shortly. I think a few of them that you like, Terry, hopefully. Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here, Terry, and you head off to the track to just add to your bank account?
Well, I just wish everybody a lot of luck. Charles B., Mike Watkins, Tim G. I hope you all do well today at the races. Me? And you too.
All right. Thank you.
In life. And, you know, give your loved ones a hug. And I'm looking forward to my day at the races. Because of the pandemic, been a while since I've been at the actual track.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to meeting Matt in person. Just have a great day and a fun day, and just be careful and safe.
Yes, indeed. We hope everybody has a fantastic day. Terry and I will be back on Monday at 12 o'clock Eastern, probably to cover Parks or Thistle Downs. We haven't made up our mind yet, but we'll tweet that out and we'll put it on our social sites. You can see down there. If you haven't done so already, please sign up at Horse Race, the number 2 day on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All of them are growing very rapidly. Want to say thank you to Jay Marco, Israel Villarreal, Terry TD Houghton, and Mike Wallace for the thumbs up today over on Facebook. We appreciate those. While you're on YouTube, subscribe at Horse Racing Radar TV. Please give us a thumbs up on Facebook and on YouTube, because when you do, we go higher in the algorithms, the higher our ratios go, and we do appreciate it. Right now, we are at a 98% positive ratio. That means we get 98 thumbs up and 2 thumbs down for every 100. So whoever you two are that are giving us thumbs down, go somewhere else. Right?
Yep, that's right.
Yes, indeed. Hey, Shaylee Richards, thank you. Good luck to you as well. We hope you have a fantastic Saturday and a fantastic weekend. And with all these big, deep racing cards today, no matter where you're betting, whether you're in person at Golden Gate, where you can say hello to Terry where the high rollers roll, or if you're on the line like me today, make sure that you have a fantastic day, that all of your picks, Terry, end up in the
winner's circle.
Absolutely. We'll see you Monday. Until then, have a fantastic weekend.